Want to know what our top 5 selection is to make the women go wild?
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys, to our next episode of Vas Aroma. Today we'll be talking about our top 5 head turners. What we mean by this is perfumes that turn people's heads when you walk past them. They smell you from a distance, and that attraction of smell.
Sexy smells.
Sexy smells.
What women find really sexy.
This is our selection. This is our 5 selection that we have in our collection. Everyone, obviously, there's different types of smell we've picked out of here, but we feel that this gets us the most compliments when we're wearing these colognes. So let's get right to it. Okay.
Yes.
Number 1, La Homme Idol Extreme by Guerlain.
Yeah. Launched in 2020. A couple of years before that was Idil Homme, the original one, which was a gourmand tonka bean, very sweet, very almondy. This one is slightly got that little leather touch to it. That's why it's called Extreme. It's stronger, and this one is we'll spray some and we'll let you know. There you go.
The Guerlain range is so good, though.
Guerlain's for me my favourite perfume house. Already you've got that sweetness, but at the same time you've got that leather kicking in.
It's quite sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with a hint of leather.
Yeah, but the first one that came out, Idil Homme, was sweeter. This one you've got that leathery suede end that takes that little sweetness out.
It's not too harsh, is it? It's not too strong.
It's not harsh at all. When this settles, I love it.
How much is a bottle of this nowadays?
They've reformulated this, so I know now that it's a darker bottle. It's not as red as this, and it's a black top. They've reformulated it, and I've heard that it's not as good as the old formulation. This is an old one. I picked this up at a good price, and I hardly use it because I don't want it to run out.
The colour of the liquid is amazing as well. It's got like a slight of orange tinge to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll definitely pick up one of these.
And Guerlain, by the way, they've uniformed all their bottles. Now it's all these squat bottles now.
Yeah.
They've done Habit Rouge like that. They've done Heritage like that. Now they all look the same. They're all uniformed. And if you can get a bottle of this, buy it.
That will get some head turners.
Yeah. I mean, you can wear this.
That sweet, elegant smell to it, though, and it's got a touch of leather, isn't it?
Yeah, that touch. I love it. I love it, mate.
Good.
Guerlain is one of my favourite houses, by the way. I think I've told you guys all the time. I'm going to keep telling you that, actually. There you go.
Right. Next one, Bleu de Chanel, and this is the Parfum version. Darker blue bottle than the Eau de Toilette version, as you can see. Right up to the camera. That's it. And it's very popular, and it's still one of the best on the markets at the moment. It's just amazing. This is a stronger version, obviously, because it's a Parfum. So the Parfum is slightly different compared to the Eau de Toilette version.
This came out Bleu de Chanel came out 2010. I remember I was living out in Cyprus for a few months, and it came out over there, and I thought, wow, I didn't know about that until I went to Cyprus. And this is very similar to Sauvage by Dior, but this came out first.
But this is better.
I prefer Chanel's Bleu de Chanel than Sauvage.
This is top.
Too many flankers of Sauvage. Many.
This is still an amazing smell. This is.
Yeah, it's Hey man, let me smell too.
It's just got a good classic smell to it.
Yeah.
And this version's good. The Parfum version, I prefer it.
Yeah, I find this less synthetic. The Parfum version.
And I like it's more
masculine.
Yeah, it's got it's more masculine than the Eau de Toilette version as well.
Yeah,
which I prefer.
They class this as a blue cologne, a blue type of cologne.
Well, it does have, obviously it says Bleu de Chanel, doesn't it?
Yeah, but even though it's kind of sweet to be a blue, sort of like, you know, like Polo Sport and all that.
No, it does have that. It does have that slight smell to it. Yeah, slightly. Now it's wearing down a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's still one of the most popular on the market, no?
Yeah, Bleu de Chanel is very popular. I mean, Sauvage is, you know, I think that's Dior's baby at the moment.
Mm.
You know, they've got the
Elixir version out.
Everyone's got an Elixir.
I like the Elixir version.
I don't know, have they got Elixir out?
No, not as I'm aware of, no. Unless we might be wrong, if anyone knows that. If they do have an Elixir version, do tell us, but I think they don't have an Elixir.
A bit of you know, advice to Chanel. Come on, guys, bring out a new fragrance rather than keep bringing out another flanker. Gets a bit boring, you know? Bring out another fragrance, you can do it.
I love this. Not magnetic lid again, my favourite. As you know, I love a magnetic lid. Doesn't come off. Perfect as well. Brilliant. And how much this version here? That's the Parfum version.
I didn't pay full price, but I think it's about. That's only a 50ml, so that's probably about 110. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's still in the price. It's still in the, you know, in that sort of bracket above 100.
And you don't need many sprays because it's concentrated. Just
2 sprays on the neck, done.
Yeah, 2 sprays.
I'd say that. Yeah, I'd say that's one of our top in our collection as well. That would definitely get attention. And that version as well as the Eau de Toilette version, I prefer this full Parfum version as well compared to the Eau de Toilette as well.
And don't forget, when you buy an EDT of a fragrance and you buy an Eau de Parfum and a Parfum or an extrait version or a Grand Extrait, which Chanel do, right? It's never going to smell exactly the same as the first ever one. It changes a bit. Chanel number 5, there are different levels of extrait, Eau de Parfum or Parfum. Have a different dry down at the end because there's more jasmine in it, or there's more this and that, more floral. Yeah,
perfect. Great. All right, let's get to the next one. Next one in our collection is Arabic range made in the UAE called Afnan, and this is one of my favourites as well. Called Tobacco Rush. Every time I wear this, heads turn. Always ask me what I'm wearing. They love the smell, leathery smell to it. Good old leather. With a bit of tobacco smell to it as well. Not too harsh on the skin. It's quite an old leather vase. Yeah. That's an old leather.
A well-worn leather coat or suede, you know. And at the same time, you can smell the tobacco. I mean, obviously a pleasant tobacco, not something like that feels like a fag.
Still this is my favourite. Do you know what? It's tough.
See, as soon as you spray it, it's really strong. You can smell the leather and the suede straight away.
Yeah, that's a tough smell. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's love. Do you know what that'd be like if you wear a businessman that wears a good suit?
Yeah, this is
evening time, perfume on a nice dinner with a nice lady. That's setting it off, mate. Big time.
This is like Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, that's it.
Bill Gates? Oh,
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah.
This you can pick up around about for £50 actually, and this is a 100ml bottle as well, so it's very good price, and I get about 6 to 8 hours out of this. You
can't go wrong with the Arabic fragrances because they do things. Well, let's say not over the top. They want to do things like really extravagant, and I mean, just look at the bottle as well. Not just the fragrance. I mean, the way the light reflects on it. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like
all you need is another way around. It just pops off in your hand.
You know what it looks like one of those old whiskey canisters.
Yeah.
There's a big whiskey in your foot pocket like this.
The flask.
Whiskey flask. That's what it reminds me of.
With Arabic fragrances, you're going to get a full ultimate smell.
We've had this one
and strength.
This one's popped up in a few of our videos.
We've done it in the oud one.
Yeah.
You guys can remember we've done the oud one, didn't we?
And this was one of my favourites out of my oud collection, and I still think this is one of the head turners out of it as well. Yeah. I always wear it on a night out. It's become one of my favourites, the most used one as well. But I just love everything about it. The design on the bottle is amazing. It's got this suede type of feel on the edge of the bottle.
See what I said about the suede? That's
the suede part of the bottle here, and then obviously this gold pattern front bit here, which gives you amazing reflection off the light as well, and it's just well presented as well. It's amazing for the price. You can't go wrong. But that is a must-have in your collection as well.
I think I'm going to get a bottle.
Yeah. Right. Next one, Roja Love, Danger. Now, a lot of people, Roja Dove his own perfume range has been coming up in the game a big time. I mean, he is probably the most famous perfumist expert.
He's probably the master perfumer of the 21st century.
Yeah.
I mean, this man, I think he started off in his own boutique in Brighton.
That's right.
Creating his own perfumes.
And then he's got his own boutique in Harrods.
Yeah, a boutique in Harrods, floor number 5, Salon de Parfums, and then he's gone on to floor 6 now. When you walk into his boutique, his salon, it's like you've walked into the 1930s, decorated with Lalique, lacquered walls, chandeliers, and this is his own range. He's created perfumes for the Prime Minister. He put a perfume for the Prime Minister or something a few years ago. I'm not sure, something to do with Britain or something. Or
if I'm correct, I don't know if they still do that, but he used to be able to book an appointment with one of these perfume experts.
Yeah.
And they would design a perfume around your lifestyle.
Yes, that's.
They still do that.
I'm not sure. I went there last year and all the old people that used to work there. There was a guy called Benjamin that used to work there. Really nice guy. Used to go and have a chat sometimes, and there was a lady that used to work there, a really elegant lady, and we used to sit on the sofa a bit and talk about perfumes, and I used to buy a couple of things. But this one, right.
I smelled the version Elysium, which is amazing.
Elysium is lovely. That's the newest version, newest perfume. Oh, they've got another one called, right, begins with R. I'm going to think of it in a minute. I'll let you know. Right.
Wow. This is very classic.
Yeah.
This is a classic smell.
Mossy, patchouli. Right.
It's got a bit of powderiness to it.
Yeah, it's got that powder. Woodra.
Woodload.
Say Greek Woodra. Right. I'm going to go back to Guerlain now. Right. You can tell I'm a fan in it. Right. Roja Dove was trained at Guerlain, worked at Guerlain. And this, they had a perfume called Heritage, which is unbelievable. It's lovely. I love it. Heritage is an amazing fragrance. This smells exactly like it. This is a bit stronger. But if you were to smell Heritage and smell this, you'd think, oh, that's the same. But the dry down is a tiny bit different. This is a bit sweeter. But I think this is where Mr. Dove got the idea. I mean, he would do. I mean, he worked for Guerlain. He was one of the perfumers there and this and that.
I love the bottle.
Yeah.
Elegant
man.
Very elegant man.
Roja Dove does everything in elegance.
Yeah, amazing. And look, do you know what? I spent a little bit about it. Engraved on top of the lid as well with Roja Parfums here. And it's amazing. And these go around about 250 quid, don't they?
No, more than that now.
More than that?
300 or something. They've gone up. He's got perfumes that are 1,000 or something, 2,000 or something. You see, with Roja Dove, a very clever man. He when he opened up his boutique, he was doing fragrances that were discontinued, and he'd still have them in. I don't know how he had them in production. Perfumes that were, rare. He used to sell them. He used to decant them in other bottles. I mean, he was doing a range by Fougère Royale, by Hubillon. Got my first bottle there.
Would you say he's the GOAT of perfumes?
Yeah.
Greatest of all time at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man's got a nose, man. He's got if you guys go on YouTube, he's got a thing where it's about an hour long or something. He talks about fragrances through the decades, and he goes as back as our place, our Cyprus. He talks about Cyprus. He talks about perfumes in France, in Italy, and all the decades. Yves Saint Laurent, Caron, Lalique, Francois Coty, which is probably the greatest of all. Francois Coty owns nearly everything now. Watch the documentary; it's amazing.
Good. So I would definitely do it. It's above, it's a high price range collection, but if you was to buy one, definitely worth the invest if you've got the money to invest in a good smell.
This is the first version of it. This is the original formulation. They've changed the bottle now. I haven't smelt the new version. Probably smells the same, maybe a little bit different, but this is the first variation of it. From what I know, this is the first variation. I sparsely use it because It's expensive. It's not cheap.
No. Good.
You know?
Right, so yeah, if you're in a higher price range, then go for something like this. The whole collection of Roja Dove good, but the danger one is you're going to create a bit of danger with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right, the last one in the 5 would be Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. As we know, Tom Ford is very, very popular on the market at the moment, especially their prestige range.
Yeah, definitely.
This is my favourite in the Tom Ford range itself, the prestige one. A lot of people go for Tuscan leather, but this has a slight bit of sweetness to it, which makes it amazing. Tobacco with a bit of vanilla to it,
that's
brilliant.
Everyone likes vanilla.
Everyone loves a bit of vanilla.
They say vanilla is very sexual. When you smell vanilla, it just conjures up like, it's like, you know, it does something too. It's like like an aphrodisiac.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of tobacco in that though. In smell.
I can't smell it.
Can you smell it?
Just imagine a really high-end, really expensive cigar. Yeah.
When I smelled this, I find it more sweetness and. Yeah, man, that's a top-notch smell. That is.
Yeah, this will turn heads.
That will turn heads.
That will turn my head.
Yeah.
I'm a heterosexual guy. That will turn my head.
Yeah, it's an amazing smell.
I'll say, yeah, bro.
I think this could be this is classified as a unisex smell as well.
Yeah, yeah, but listen, women have been wearing men's fragrances. I mean, my sisters used to take my Kouros or my Davidoff and wear it and spray it. I remember going to school and like, it wasn't a mixed school, but the girls' playground was there and like, I sprayed on my dad's Kouros today, or I sprayed this on that, you know?
Do you find women maybe wearing a neutral smell? Like this could be classified as a neutral smell. It's not too masculine.
Yeah,
do you think that women will find that more attractive than too much of a masculine smell? I mean, everyone is different of what they like to smell on a man.
But listen, that will go on your skin, and that might smell different than it will smell on a woman.
That's right. Because of the scent of their sweat glands, right?
Your sweat gland, your pheromones, everything will be different. Like I said to you in the past video, perfume was genderless. You know, years ago. I mean, up to the late 1800s, early 1900s, perfume was genderless, and then you have people like Caron, Guerlain, creating Jiki, and all that. Jiki was one of the first fragrances that was very sweet for a man. It was made for a man, you know, but it was quite sweet.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a normal cologne, lavender, pine needles, and rosemary and bergamot. Your normal cologne.
It's got a bit of nutmeg in it.
Yeah, I can smell nutmeg. That's the vanilla. That's the mixture of the vanilla
and the tobacco.
Tobacco. It's like a nutmeg, yeah.
It's like a nutmeg smell.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a great smell. In a higher price range again. Most Tom Fords are. But I think my wife wore this one night when I first bought it.
Yeah.
She wore it before I did, and even smelling it on her was amazing as well.
Everyone's trying to replicate this Tuscan leather.
Yeah. And oud wood as well was.
Oud wood. Everyone's trying to replicate them. Look, some people say they prefer the clone versions, maybe because obviously they're cheaper. You know.
I don't think I've smelt a clone of this yet. I don't think
I've got a clone version of it at home, which I bought a few years ago. I've still got it somewhere.
Would you say it's better than this?
The one I got. Oh, I can't remember the name of the company. I actually found it today.
But
it was a.
I find not a lot of companies. I mean, you get a lot of different type of companies trying to copy a lot of Tom Ford stuff. They're probably the most like oud wood.
Whatever's popular.
Black Orchid. But Tom Ford seem to have a lot more people trying to copy their perfumes.
I'd rather a clone version than a fake.
Yeah, of course. Because you're not generally trying to be that brand. You're not trying to copy that completely. A clone version.
There's so many fakes of Sauvage, Creed Aventus, Tom Ford. Fakes galore.
Remember, when someone says it's a fake or a clone is different than a fake.
It's someone trying to replicate something, but they're not saying it's Tom Ford.
No.
So if someone said to me, bro, I've got Tom Ford, you look, You think, well, that's not Tom Ford. Well, you know, it's a fake, but it's like a good fake. So it's not a Tom Ford. But if someone wants to say this smells like Tom Ford, we've tried to replicate as near as possible. You might even like it better. You might do. You know, just because it's £300 and that's £40 doesn't mean that's going to be better. It all depends on the individual. But that's a clone, something to replicate something. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're saying that something's a Tom Ford and it's a fake, mate,
and you've got fake liquid in there, then it's classified as fake.
And don't forget, guys, when you buy something that's a fake, you don't know where it's come from. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
It can harm you. It can give you a rash. You know,
you can tell if it's a fake by the packaging. I mean, packaging is key to knowing the fake, and obviously the smell. You know, they might have a replicate smell in there, but the packaging, you're going to notice that if it's a fake or not. Always keep aware of when you're buying stuff off, you know, third parties that you're getting the real deal. You know, if you're worried about that, just buy it straight from from a consumer. You know,
or buy a clone version as same similar smell.
Yeah.
If it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You got to be sort of like.
I mean, this is a 50ml bottle. The 100ml comes a bit more of a thinner bottle.
Didn't they go up to a 500ml?
500ml, yeah, which is the canted version.
Yeah.
But the bottles, what I like about this is they do a whole selection. Obviously, you must have seen it when you go to some of the shopping malls and stuff. That they've got the whole selection of different smells.
Yeah.
And I always wanted the whole collection on my windowsill like this. In the casing.
Yeah, and you don't want it on your windowsill because the sun will do some harm to it.
But I want it on display in my house. And just the packaging and the way the bottles are, it's so simple, but it's effective. The Tom Ford packaging, I love it.
Yeah. It's
still, for me, Tom Ford is still one of my favourite. Tom Ford's he used to work for Gucci. He actually saved from Gucci from going under. Gucci were having a lot of problems within their own family. Obviously, they made a film with Lady Gaga in it, but he saved Gucci. Did you say that perfumes have obviously now it's probably the driving force in the perfume market at the moment? Probably top at the moment.
Tom Ford and Creed.
We're talking popularity. We're not saying the quality of what we think it is, but the popularity of the range of people liking the smell, women liking the smell, men liking the range.
Right, people...
Like now, if you talk to someone now, mostly everyone has a bottle of something Tom Ford in their collection.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of Tom Ford.
So have I, yeah.
Right, some people will buy the newest Tom Ford without even smelling it because they're Tom Ford fans. They'll just buy it to have in their collection. Fair enough, fine, I do that. I'll buy Guerlain, and I'll smell it. Whoa, this is a new Guerlain. I expect a bit better, but you still buy it to have in your collection. So some people just buy because it's by Versace, Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Creed. There you go. It's a personal preference, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the top people now is Creed, Tom Ford, Dior, which all to do with Sauvage.
Yeah.
And everyone wants Creed or Tom Ford or
Dior.
So Dior. Everyone wants those three.
But Louis Vuitton now are coming in the game.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton.
Are coming in the game with these smells.
Something Nomad something. I smelled that one, the Harrods. Yeah. Really nice. Expensive. Really expensive.
I mean, this is our collection, guys, for today. Like I said, we'll be coming out with a video every 2 weeks. Hopefully you like this collection today. If you want to ask any questions, just comment on the video below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free to subscribe. You just got to press the subscribe button. Also, give us the thumbs up on the like button underneath as well. That will give us a big boost to us as well. But yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks for watching again.
Good night, guys.
Laters.